It's my great honor to open this session and to guide you through the launch of the CES Network. For years, the Creativity in Education Summit has been a place where we gather, exchange ideas, and inspire each other. And then, of course, we go home, and then our daily jobs overtake our great inspirational thoughts. But today marks something that we are here now to no longer just meet for 2 days and go back. We are here to build a living network and a global family committed to making creative an integral part of our entire teaching learning process. The CES brings together 4 different voices: strategic leaders, such as ministers and policymakers, who can shape national agendas at scale, fellows who contribute research and thought leadership, the Principals Council representing schools and classrooms, and of course our valuable partners and associates who ensure that ideas can be translated into practice. So together it's not just a conversation or a discussion, but a movement that will sort of continue beyond these 2 days. And this morning you will hear from people who embody each of these perspectives, from founders to ministers and senior scholars to young fellows. Each voice is different, but together they form the whole that we are trying to aspire to. So let us begin this launch with a lot of positive energy, unity, and hope. And it's my privilege first to invite Frankie Lowe, founder of GIOCT, and of course is the driving force, inspiration behind CES, to share the vision that started it all. Frankie? Let me invite the Honourable Ministers to join us on the stage, since they're going on next. Mark Runkle and Anal.
Thank you, Asha. Yes, CES is a platform, and people also often ask me, why build a CES network? My answer is simple, because it is the natural next step. After 7 editions of the Creativity in Education Summit, we have gathered an extraordinary community: schools, policymakers, school leaders, and teachers. And yet, a summit is only 2 days. But the network turns those 2 days into a year-round engine, making creativity a living system, not just a moment of inspiration. In fact, I've spoken about this in the CES magazine interview. The CES network connects policy, research, and the practice, so creativity becomes the lifeblood of learning system rather than a side project. Ministers, school leaders, teachers, and researchers commit to share work streams, micro-credentials, award standards, and teacher training pilots that outlive any single event. I also said, what makes the CES Network different is that creative thinking is not an end-on, it is the sort of education, changing the flavor of every discipline it touches. And it is a do tank rather than a talk tank. So pilot programs, open resources, and comprehensive cases studies that system can actually use. Today, standing here, I feel those words were more stronger than ever. We are not just creating something from nothing. We already have the summits, we already have the CES initiatives across the world, from Sydney to Cambridge, from Shanghai to Oregon. We already have the awards, the magazine, and the upcoming micro-study. So all these were stepstones. So the CES Network is the platform that connects them, and that's I mentioned many times, that's the platform. So what is our version? I also want to answer this question. Please let me borrow an image, always stay in my mind. I once wished that all of the educators, we could have our own walk of fame, Oscars, because educators deserve to be celebrated as stars in society. And indeed, the CES Network is exactly that, a constellation, a sky. Each educator, each policymaker, each school leader is a star. Alone, a single star shines. Together, we all form a sky bright enough to guide the world. So that is the vision we launched today. A network as wide as the sky, where every contributor is seen, valued, and able to shine, so that their light can illuminate classrooms, communities, and the future of education everywhere. Thank you.
Thank you, Frankie, for that inspiring vision and for explaining the thinking that's gone behind setting up this CES network. It's designed not just for researchers and educators, but also for those who carry the responsibility at the national level to develop policy that actually has an impact of hundreds of thousands in the country. So we call them the strategic leaders, and this role is very vital to connect also national priorities with international developmental goals and to ensure that creativity is not just discussed but embedded in systems that every school and every child is reached. And I think creativity is what we need today. We have only 5 years left to the 2030 target of the SDG 4, and we are way behind achieving the targets we had set for ourselves. However, perhaps with a combination of creativity and technology, we can actually accelerate progress towards achieving those goals. So let's hear from our ministers of education who have very kindly agreed to share their perspectives. Let me first invite the Honorable Minister of Education from Tonga, Honorable Pasi, to please come and give your views. Thank you.
Good morning. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor for me to stand here in front of you and be part of this program. But before I go on, I want to let you know that I'm a strong believer in leading the example and practicing what you preach. So this morning is about creativity. So I decided to be creative. The status quo in my country, as in most other countries, is when you go overseas to attend a conference or something, you wear what those countries wear. And you must be wondering, what is this funny costume I'm wearing? I decided to be creative, to wear what defines me as a Tongan. This is the national costume of Tonga. What looks like a skirt. So that's creativity from Tonga. Secondly, I want to acknowledge the presence here of a very dear colleague, a former fellow student of mine, Professor Pamela Gunnart from the University of Cambridge, who we went together to school at the University of Reading some 30 years ago doing our PhDs. And then we parted ways until today when we met here. I'm so glad to see you, Professor Pam, today. It is an honor to represent Tonga at the launch of the CES Network. For us in Tonga, education is not an abstract policy. It is about the survival, dignity, and empowerment of our people. It is a fact of life in our islands. As a small island nation, we face immense challenges such as limited resources, the pressures of climate change, the out-migration of skilled teachers and workers and young talents, and external influences such as the immigration of foreigners to our country. Yet, in every challenge, we also see an opportunity to build strength through education. What inspires me about the CES Network is that it is not about one-size-fits-all solution. It is about connection. It is about building relationships. It gives small nations like Tonga the chance to stand shoulder to shoulder with larger systems, to exchange experiences, and to adapt innovations that work for our context. We may not have the biggest budgets or the largest institutions, but we do have the determination to ensure that every Tongan child can grow with confidence, creativity, and resilience. We have big, resilient, and accommodating hearts. In Tonga, we are working hard to strengthen teacher training. We know that without empowered teachers, there can be no empowered students. The CES Network offers us micro-courses and professional pathways that are flexible, credible, and globally recognized. This is vital for small systems like ours, where teachers often take on many roles and need practical tools they can use immediately in their classrooms and outside. Teachers are many things. They are teachers, they are mothers, they are fathers, they are doctors, they are nurses, they are even priests and counselors. They have big shoulders that serve many purposes, and they also have big, willing ears. Another reason why we value this network is because it elevates creativity from being seen as optional to being understood as essential. In our culture, storytelling, music, and collective problem solving have always been part of who we are. The CES Network helps us connect this cultural heritage with global trends, such as artificial intelligence and digital learning, so that our children are not only preserving tradition, but also preparing for the future and embracing progress. By joining this network as a strategic leader, Tonga is making a commitment to share our voice, to learn from others, and to ensure that no child is left behind, no matter how remote the island is. Together, I believe we can prove that creativity is the most renewable and fashionable resource in education. Thank you very much, and mahalo.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. And I'm so happy that you have drawn attention to your wonderful Tongan dress. Let me also draw attention to my Indian dress. And this diversity is very important when we talk about creativity. And you've drawn attention to that as well. And Tonga has always responded very quickly to climate disasters. Once when Cyclone Gita hit, very quickly you asked us to help you, and we sent devices loaded with your secondary school content and people to help with that. So I think the Tongan voice is very important, and the voice of small island development states are also a priority for development organizations. So I think your presence here signals that, and it also in a way goes back to the vision that Frankie has about education for sustainable development and environmental conservation. So with that, let me invite our other minister from Maldives, another small island developing state. He's the Minister for Higher Education, Minister Haider. Please join us here.
Thank you, Asha. Excellencies, distinguished delegates, sponsors, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you. As Asha has said, I come from the Maldives, which you may know as a favorite tourist destination for some of you. But we are also an island nation that has huge challenges and, in fact, an existential threat due to climate change and global warming and sea level rise. We face those difficulties, and in facing those difficulties, we have to ensure that we protect the island communities from land erosion, inundation, flooding, habitat loss, and infrastructure and homes being affected due to climate change. But despite that, I'm very proud to say that we have universal primary and secondary education in the Maldives. And I believe that creativity in education is not something that you add on, it is a prerequisite now because of the way that the world is changing through artificial intelligence and technological improvements. I am very pleased to say that even prior to COVID-19, all our islands were connected by fiber optic cable and 5G rollout. Although we are 1,556 islands, there are about 189 islands with people living in, and another 175 or so tourist resorts, because our resorts are one island, one hotel concept, which is very attractive for travelers and makes that a very sort of unintrusive experience for them from the local population. Of course, there are also guest houses in inhabited islands where tourists can also visit. So, having said that, our education policy, although I am in higher education, in normal education, the regular formal education curriculum, we are introducing new concepts of innovation, creativity, and entrepreneurship to ensure that when the students leave school, they are skilled with some of the basic prerequisites required by the trades that they are going into. This ensures that we can make them future ready for the jobs in the market. In addition, we have a totally fully sponsored first degree scheme in the Maldives, which everybody is entitled to, and also we offer scholarships, student loans, and even fully funded scholarships to OECD countries, to those who achieve best grades in the exams. Although we study a British curriculum, we also ensure that we instill with them the local knowledge and local practices to ensure that they are fully equipped with the skills needed to perform well in the community as well. So, having said that, because I'm not talking to you from a prepared speech, I would briefly state that I have been to the previous summit in China, which was Smart Education Summit, and now I'm here in a Creativity in Education Summit here. And these summits provide me with, open my eyes to new ideas and new concepts that we are trying to implement to ensure that our population and our students who finish school and go into the industry are fully equipped with the modern techniques and modern practices that instill in them creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship. So these are the three aspects that we are emphasizing in our curriculums today. So having said that, thank you very much for listening to me, and I'm sure that the deliberations in this conference will enlighten me even more onto best practices in other parts of the world as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister Haidar, and more power to you. With that, let me quickly invite my colleague here, Dr. Shantao, Director of UNESCO IITE, for a few words.
Thank you. Just a few words here. Yes. And first, I'd like to congratulate Ms. Frankie on the launch of this new network. It's a milestone. It's a good example of creativity. In addition to the summit, the award, and a lot of things she just talked about. And secondly, I would like to share IIT's commitment to supporting, working very closely, even more closely, with the foundation, with other partners, and through co-organizing this summit and annual event as a co-initiator together with Global Institute of Creative Thinking for the award. And also, we are discussing to develop online short courses to support the creativity schools and to support teachers. And finally, I'd like to say that this platform is not only important to us, but to every one of you and to all the schools, teachers, and students, because it's open, it's a platform to engage everyone. It's our platform and network, is our home of creativity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tao, for that. And now let me invite the research voices. Mark Runko, and Anail, who is the young voice. And we have a seasoned voice and we have a young voice, very quickly telling us what they think of this.
Thank you, Asha, and good morning, everyone. Friends, colleagues, esteemed guests, pleasure to be here. I'm honored. We're off to a terrific start. I kind of went the other way with my attire. I never wear a suit and tie. If I was wearing my Oregonian attire, it'd probably be a baseball cap. But today we're in the suit and tie. Pleasure to be here. I've been a researcher for many years and a professor and an educator. I have seen quite a bit. It's been over 40 years in my career, but I think we really do have a historic moment here, an opportunity. I feel the responsibility that I've already heard something about, but I believe what we have going is truly historic, bringing together educators and researchers and ministers and students and teachers themselves. This is something that has been lacking for many years, decades. I've been reading research and talking to educators, and there has been a gap. It seems to me that what we are doing here is bridging that gap, and I have very high hopes for that, and we are off for a terrific start. I have something to say this afternoon, so I'm going to stop there and just express my appreciation for the opportunity to be here, and I hope we all speak a little later. Thank you.
Good morning. As one of the youngest fellow of the CES Network, I'm very, very happy to be here today, and I would like to share with you two feelings: gratitude and excitement. Gratitude because I know that my presence here rests on the work of those who came before me, for example, Professor Ronco, who dedicated a lot of time to create this space for research and to create the link between research and education. And so today, thanks to their dedication, it has made it possible for a young researcher like myself to step forward, join this global conversation, and to find a place in shaping the future of education. I would like also to share about my excitement because the CES Network is more than an idea. It is a real opportunity for young scholars to turn vision into practice, and I really think that we all share the importance of creativity in the classroom, but we must also, with regret, say that it's not enoughly used in classrooms and that we need to create more bridges between political policies, education on the field, and also research. And so I'm very happy today to be here and being a voice of this young research part. I would also say in few little words that I have begun to work with schools, teachers to test new approaches, integrating new design tools, in also thinking and rethinking science lesson as interdisciplinary, design new tasks, and help children to lead their own learning instead of just following classical and alternative schools. And these are early steps, but for this network, they no longer feel like isolated experiments, and they become part of a collective effort supported by a community that values both evidence and also imagination. What makes CES special to me is the two-way bridge. It is not only about young researcher learning from senior colleagues, but also about bringing new energy into the conversation, digital tools, fresh questions, and also address some global challenges such as climate change, social inclusion, intercultural dialogues. So for me personally, the network is also a stage. It allows young fellows to bring their new ideas, papers, projects, and exchange with all of you and test all those projects with the real world needs. And so, in short, this network is a bridge from the university to the classroom and from the classroom to the world. So I will stop here and I will thank all of you you for being part of this beautiful project, and together we can ensure that creativity becomes not just the promise of tomorrow, but also practice of today and tomorrow, of course. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark and Anaï. We've heard a diversity of voices from our founder, from the ministers, from the researchers and fellows, and from our partners. And already it's generating a lot of excitement about what this CES network promises to be. So I hope all of you will join it. And I hope we'll have very candid conversations, since this becomes a big, large family, about what works and what doesn't. But with that, I think we've run out of time. We conclude the session. Thank you all. Thank you all. So let's clap for ourselves. And to mark the launch, let me invite our colleagues on stage to stand together, join hands to declare the CES network officially launched.
Yes.